Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you were late? Not late by minutes, but late by years. Imagine opening a door and finding dinner still on the table, bread unbitten, soup untouched, chairs pushed back as if people stood up all at once and never came back. No bodies, no signs of struggle, no explanation, just silence. Tonight, we're entering a ghost town where time didn't just stop, it waited, and whatever caused that might still be there. Across the world, there are abandoned towns, mining towns, war zones, places left behind by history. But this place is different, because when explorers finally found it, nothing had rotted, nothing had decayed, nothing looked abandoned. Food sat perfectly preserved on tables, beds were unmade, as if people planned to return, clocks were still ticking, until they weren't. By the end of this story, you may start wondering whether leaving something unfinished is sometimes safer than finishing it. The town doesn't appear on modern maps. To reach it, you have to drive for hours through empty land. No gas stations, no cell signal, no radio station that stays tuned for long. Even GPS begins to glitch, recalculating routes that don't exist. People in nearby villages refuse to talk about it. They lower their voices, change the subject, or say things like, "That place already ate enough people." The road narrows as you approach. Cracked asphalt becomes dirt. Dirt becomes gravel. Then nothing. And suddenly the town appears. Perfect rows of houses, a school, a diner, a church with its doors slightly open, swaying in the wind. No vines crawling up the walls, no roofs collapsed, no signs of long-term abandonment. It looks paused, like the world inhaled and forgot to exhale. And then you notice something unsettling. There are no birds, no insects, not even the sound of wind through leaves, just your own footsteps, too loud, echoing through streets that clearly remember being alive. The first house looks ordinary until you smell food. Not rotten food, not mold, fresh food. Inside the kitchen, a pot sits on the stove, cold now, but not spoiled. On the table are plates of bread, bowls of stew, utensils placed neatly beside folded napkins. One chair is tipped backward, as if someone stood up too fast. In another home, a birthday cake sits untouched, candles melted halfway down, no bite marks. In the diner, coffee cups are half full. A chalkboard reads "Today's special." Someone jokes nervously that dinner must still be on. No one laughs, because flies won't touch the food. Animals won't go near it. Even mold refuses to grow. It's as if time itself stepped around the meals, like they were marked. In the school cafeteria, lunch trays sit mid-meal, and taped to the wall is a child's drawing, stick figures standing around a table. Every figure has its mouth crossed out. Food represents routine, normal life, safety, and when even that is frozen, it suggests whatever happened wasn't chaos, it was instant. There are no packed bags, no smashed windows, no barricaded doors. Instead, personal items sit where they were last used. Glasses folded beside beds, wedding rings resting on sinks, shoes lined up neatly by doorways. In the church, hymn books are open. One page is creased again and again, as if someone kept returning to the same verse. Then someone notices the clocks. Every clock in town stopped at the exact same time, 7:42 p.m. Not broken, not drained batteries, just stopped. Someone mutters that maybe everyone agreed it was time to go. No one responds, because inside the town hall, they find a ledger. The final entry reads, "If you're reading this, don't eat, don't sleep, don't." The sentence ends there. No signature, no explanation. The ink is pressed so hard into the page it tore the paper slightly, like the writer's hand was shaking or being pulled away. When records end mid-thought, it suggests interruption, not evacuation, not disaster, something that didn't allow goodbyes. The team decides to stay overnight. It's a mistake. As night falls, the temperature drops unnaturally fast. Breath fogs the air, even indoors. At exactly 7:42, every clock twitches, not resetting, twitching. Lights flicker, despite no power source. Footsteps echo down empty streets. One investigator swears he hears cutlery clinking, as if someone just sat down to eat. Another smells fresh bread growing stronger. Then comes the voice, soft, close. Dinner's getting cold. No one can trace where it came from. Chairs scrape across floors. Doors close gently, not slammed, like someone tidying up. They leave before sunrise. They take nothing with them. No photographs, no samples, because one member refuses to let go of a spoon he picked up in the diner. Later, he admits something that chills everyone. He felt hungry for the first time in years. Some believe the town was part of an experiment, a test that froze time inside a controlled zone. Others think it was a shared hallucination, a collective psychological event where people simply stepped out of reality. But the darkest theory suggests something else. The town didn't vanish. It was invited somewhere. A moment of collective pause, dinner, prayer, routine, created a perfect opening, and something stepped in, not violently, politely, waiting until everyone was still enough to take. The food remains because the meal was never finished, and in old traditions, unfinished meals mean the guests are still expected. A town frozen in the middle of dinner, clocks stopped at 7:42, food untouched, lives paused. Whatever happened didn't leave ruins, it left placeholders. And if that town is still out there, waiting, the question isn't what took them. The question is, would you recognize the moment it starts taking you? If you want more stories that stay with you long after the screen goes dark, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your theory below. And if you're hungry for more nightmares, there's another story waiting. Just don't eat while watching. Good night.